Okie dokies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all other beautiful people from the cult. We are looking at, I believe this is semi or quarterfinals. I think quarterfinals. Yeah, this is quarterfinals in Amateur League Tournament Weekly Tournament, which is taking place in 1st of February, and that's Amateur Weekly Tournament number 149. And we are looking at these two beautiful people, beautiful Zerg players. On the right bottom corner we have Bali, also known as Balimko, and he's facing kind of new face in the tournament, and it's Barks. In the pink colors here, playing Zerg on the left top corner. They are starting the first map on Taito Citadel, and it looks like Bark is going actually for the pull first build. Didn't pay attention for when it's actually happening. So there has been a little bit of a gap between the stuff that I casted from the big the void inside in-house tournament and between now, and it's actually because last week I won the tournament. So if you see this and you think that I should post my winnings and my games and everything, then let me know that in the comments, because that's very important. I'm obviously trying more to speak through my own mindset and so sort of yada everything, so we could actually get things moving towards the content that you guys enjoy and like to see. Anyways, Barks is opening with I believe that was a pull first. That was a 16 pull into 6 lings, and he's just making the natural, getting the queen and moving on. Meanwhile, Balimko is going for more standardish kind of stuff. His queens are coming up. There is going to be 4 links. He has started the speed already. He started mining gas, I believe, a little bit earlier than Barks is, and Barks is going to go for speed only now. He arrives with the 6 links, but there are 4 for defense and there are 2 more. So now the link count is equal. Queen is not called yet to help. The lings are trying to be micro specifically. Now the queen will be able to help, but as per I have spotted that it's my reflexes always is like whenever the queen needs to help, first thing that I do with her is inject, and that's what Balimko did here too. He's actually going for lair pretty fast. He built a lot of links for the response. Meanwhile, Barks is actually going for Roach Warren on the back of it. He's not actually droning more. The drone counts are pretty similar, but Balimko actually is sending his links for the counter attack immediately. And meanwhile, obviously he's taking the lair and he's going for more drones, more overlords to keep on moving. Now the links are arriving. Barks has spotted the links coming over the map with an overlord, so he has doubled the queens on the ramp to block the access for the links into the main base. The speed is finished, but the queens got baited out and the links are splitting up. Now one part of links are going to go for the mineral lane to do some economical damage. The other one was holding the defending links on the ramp. Now the queens are getting them trapped, the other links, and the speed is finished also for the Barks. It was only 3 drones that was taken down. The resources lost is in favor of Barks, but the 3 drones are still something to be respected. Much more links from the Bark side now are crossing the map. Both players do not have the Bane's Nest. Balimko is going for the Roach Warren behind, but I think his amount of links is not as big as Barks is having, so that's a queen definitely going to go down. And that's one drone, that's few drones falling down. The drones are in the battle. More and more links are getting prepared. That's a 6 drones lost here for the Balimko in exchange, and that means that he indeed has lost now definitely a lot more resources than Mr. Barks has done. And Balimko is sending another group of links for the response. Is he gonna send both groups? Maybe just to look like it's a big enough. There are a couple of roaches. There are 2 evolution chambers, so roaches and queen will try to block the links the access. Meanwhile, Barks is actually sending a backstab unit of 6 slings or 7. Here comes the Balimko. He's going to try to get punched through that wall of Roach. The Roach has been microed, so when you turn the Roach to Ravager, then it's suddenly becoming a lot more armored units, and automatically the Lings are stopping to target it. And this group, Backstab group, has actually caught out 2 Roaches. One of them just died, and then the other. Meanwhile, Barks is going for Lair. He's finishing Lair, and Balimko actually is almost done with his Roach speed. So economically, technically Barks is ahead. He has more drones. He doesn't have as much gas income as... no, he's about the same gas income as Balimko over here. Balimko is going for 1 evolution chamber. Meanwhile, there are 2 evolution chambers here for in a wall for the Barks. And there is the 3rd hatch going down for the Barks, which technically should be ahead because he is like ahead in the 9 workers. Balimko right now is investing in big roach ball. That is a lot of roaches, I would say. That's definitely like 10 or 15 of them. And they have the roach speed, so they are going across the map already. There is +1 attacks being researched. And the Overlord placement here is giving away that indeed this ball is coming. So what is going to be defenses? There are 3 spines being dropped down by the Barks, and he has he's making roaches for defense as much as he can. Technically there are no other advantage. Well, the speeds are also done for the Barks. So the numbers technically throughout these spines will be equalized. So if the Barks doesn't leave the spines, the defense of the spines alone, then he can actually trade really damn equally. He starts +1 armor on back of it. He finished his 3rd. There are some Lings joining in the party, which I believe solve the 3rd expansion. Meanwhile, Balimko himself has dropped down the 3rd expansion. He's halfway there to get +1, but his +1 will be done a little bit later than the pink Zerg players here, so that's a little bit of a window of advantage. It's like 5 seconds or something like that. Is he going to use it? Do not know. Definitely Barks is still ahead in economy because he has 10 more workers which are doing stuff. Not mining the 3rd actually. Oh, interesting choice, going for Nidus. That could actually be good for a backstabbing purposes, so in defending the attack, which could be coming from the Balimko over here, and then just after defense just popping down the Nidus and popping up in the main base, or vice versa, going for the stabby stab with a Nidus straight up, which looks like is going to be the plan. It's actually equal amount of roaches for both sides, only there is almost armor getting upgraded, finished, and the +2 which has been started. There is the Nidus, there is the Overlord. I think that Nidus is gonna be denied. Balimko just turned 3 of the roaches into the Ravagers. It's not enough actually to snipe down the Overlord specifically, but 1 more and it will be enough. There is the Barks making another Nidus, so his first Nidus head was denied and the second one is being used, which is actually a bit costly, I would say. Barks on behind of that is actually going for Hydra then. He's saturating his 3rd. Here comes the screech of the Nidus Worm. The question from Balimko right now is, where did it pop up? There comes the roaches, they show them off, and there is the fight. There is 1 upgrade advantage here for the Barks, but Balimko has defender's advantage, plus he has more roaches, bigger numbers. There was another Nidus head somewhere, I guess. It's over here. And 1 of them is getting denied, so the roach push initial was defended. Meanwhile, Barks on back of it is actually going for Lurker then. He has fully saturated his 3rd and he's done the armor upgrade. He started +2 armors upgrade and he's going for more. Meanwhile, Balimko is going for +2 weapons, ranged attacks, and he will actually be done after the barks. So now the question is, what's gonna happen? The drone count still is in advantage of pink Zerg player over here. The yellow is behind by about 18-17 workers, which is noticeable in the long term. So the longer the time goes, the harder the play is going to be. The Balimko here, the yellow Zerg player, to break it. He's not abusing the roach power, or maybe he is. He actually takes down the rocks, and I think he has cleared off the overlords, which might be. Yep, he's trying to clear them off. Meanwhile, Barks is building the hydras, and he might be starting to turn them into lurkers, which would be a challenge for Balimko here by having to bile them. The supply block was successfully achieved here by Balimko. He's still waiting, I don't know for what exactly. He's actually going for Spire, and he has started +1 upgrade, so that's actually playing on one evolution chamber, which just got contaminated by the Overseer over here. And here comes the Balimko. He doesn't have any Overseers over here, so technically if there is even one lurker or two lurkers, it would be much successful here for the Barks. He has successfully morphed one of them, he's morphing another, and there is 3 more morphing in as we speak. Balimko is giving a fight here, and there is a 4th base here, which I didn't notice in timely manner. There comes the biles, trying to bile down. Actually, these lurkers are in really good position, technically in line, so that might actually give advantage here for the pink Zerg player, and that is exactly is the case. All the attack initial army has been denied. There is +2 armor, +2 weapons, so that's like 2 upgrades ahead for the pink Zerg player. He is saturating his 4th base, and he is now going for counter attack with all the stuff. Meanwhile, Balimko is choosing to switch to Mutas, which is very interesting choice of his. He's building some defenses, so that's Spore and Spine over here. He's not choosing to actually make Overseer with his army, and he is actually just hanging on right now, and his 3rd base is in grave danger, and it's actually getting focused right now, and successfully is done. The 4th base is not yet done here for Balimko, so those drones will be a little bit of AFK for the time being, but there are Mutas and Overseers over here, so those can start getting rid of lurkers, the unseen power, and should be focusing probably on hydras. Balimko has noticeable amount of Mutas, but they do not have any upgrades, therefore they have to punch through the double armor of roaches, which is really strong advantage here. Balimko has finished his own +1 armor. He's starting his own +2 armor, which I would say better be 2 more Mutas, but that's just me. Meanwhile, the 4th base is being saturated, the 5th is done, and there is a big Ling and Roach and Hydra flood towards the 3rd base. New 3rd base of the Balimko. 24 drones have gone down. I think the Barks or the pink Zerg player has this in the pocket. He just destroyed the 3rd. He doesn't have much Hydras here, that I agree to, but Hydras are on their strongest position since they have the movement speed, the range, the 2 upgrades, which is the strongest. So all this full of money Zerg player needs is just to make a lot of Hydras and send them on the other side, and I believe he will do so. Mutas are trying to defend. There's 31 drones which has gone down. There's more Hydras joining in the party. GG is not called yet. I think Balimko is more thinking what kind of stuff he should have done differently right now. Although he has actually cleared off the attack initial. But the army supply, I think, is still in favor of the Barks here, of the pink Zerg player. And there comes the group of Hydras, which will get rid of whatever the thing is on opposing side. Balimko is trying to double expand, and both expansions actually right now are under attack. GG Skull. Barks takes game number 1. Let's jump to game number 2. We will start with that. Alrighty then, welcome back on the quarterfinals of Amateur League Tournament 149th between these two players. I have not actually casted much games on this map specifically, but this will definitely be interesting. So you are looking at the main base of Barks, the pink Zerg player here on the top left corner on the mothership, and meanwhile in center bottom on the south side we have Bali, also known as Balimko, playing yellow color Zerg pieces here. On the mothership ladder edition I have played this map a lot, but I don't think I have casted it a lot. I have maybe in the finals 1 or 2 times, no more. But it's gonna be interesting. Barks once again is going for the pool first opening, which could be for those 6 aggressive lings, which could be running all over the map and then making a mess on the other side. That must be respected for sure from Balimko, because previous game that indeed happened and Barks took the game 1. So it was a lot of back and forth at the start, and eventually it led to going for some sort of tech choices and going into tech like lurkers, and then trying to switch to mutas from Balimko. So that was very interesting game, but we are in game 2, and yep, indeed Barks is going for 6 lings. He's going for natural. Balimko is opening in similar way that he opened in the previous game. I wouldn't say that he had a problem holding those 6 lings. He had 6 lings actually to answer, and the queen and everything else. Everything was pretty good on timing wise. Okay, these lings now will run on random, so I haven't casted much, but this map actually is same as last Whisper or last Fantasy from previous map. There is a 3 spawn points, so there is spawn point over here, spawn point over here, and spawn point over here, and it randomizes where actually the opponent spawns. So that gives you a little bit advantage against some sort of aggressive pushes, early pushes, like for example this, where the lings actually have been wasted. Balimko once again answers with much more many lings. Well, Barks is definitely on the case. He saw the ling flood over here, and Balimko this time actually will have speed faster, or maybe he had the speed faster also previous time. I think he had the speed faster also previous time, so we have a little bit of repetitive action right now on this game. Well, the queen is on hold position. Technically it's holding the ramp, and there is a lot more lings coming here from the pink player side, because he has defender's advantage. He has the both hatcheries which are producing the lings a lot closer to the actual action, and meanwhile he's actually going for Roach Warren on behind this. Balimko actually chooses to go for many more lings, which means that he is gonna commit to ling flood more so than anything else. Does Bark has any idea that that's coming? He's actually building 2 roaches, which might not actually be advantage if they are not used here to hold the ramp alone. Yeah, the big ling flood arrives. Well, Balimko is committing for the ramp here, which is held beautifully by the queens. Well, he decides to go for the natural, which could actually put him in advantageous position. Although there are already 2 roaches out, 3 roaches for 5 roaches. No, 4 roaches and 3 more are joining in, so that's 7 roaches. Balimko commits to actually kill them too. He's actually expanding to the 3rd base behind it. So lings, if they manage to surround the roaches, they are actually able to do something to them. But if you are not actually surrounding them, if they are like cornered, then it could be actually not so good trade. Here the roaches are transitioned to the Ravagers, out microed a little bit. but Barks is still on one base. Now the question is, does he go for counterattack or he is going to expand? He is planning to expand, so he's going for more a passive approach. Balimko invests in more links to be able to defend, and he's spreading out his overlords to actually be able to see if the opponent here, if the pink Zerg player, pink Zerg player is coming over the map. Meanwhile, he has his third finished. He's building the roach. He's finishing the roach warden himself. In the drone count, he's just one more drone actually ahead than the opponent here, but he has the natural, so he has one base, so which means more production, more larva, more drones that can actually be spent. Instead, he's deciding to go for lings here, and he denies the evolution chamber, and he has come to deny the natural once again, or at least delay it as much as possible. Here he comes, he's surrounding all the lings and ravagers. That's pretty painful, but yeah, the Bile is actually killing the Ling of his own for the Barks, but both Ravagers do survive, and the attack has been held. The resource-wise, technically both sides are in pretty equal stance. The Balimko has the advantage if he is going for the economy, but he is just building more and more units, and he's going for more and more aggression. Meanwhile, Barks, the pink Zerg player here, is building some more units for defenses and actually is building a proper wall off. There comes the big roach push. The battering ram is here. It's 8 roaches coming overwards, and they're followed up with more roaches and more lings. A big flood of units. The roaches must target down the spine. They will successfully do so. There is Bile over here. That's a narrow choke which could be used for the Biles, with the Biles. And Balimko shouldn't be falling for that kind of trade. The Ravagers will continuously send more and more Biles towards there, so the units here from Balimko cannot actually enter the base without possibility of being out-traded in better stance. But I think the army value right now for Barks is in noticeable amount, so the amount of roaches here are actually good enough, and if the surround happens with lings, then Ravagers could actually bile down some roaches. I think the roach amount is actually, no, it's kind of similar. It's like 15 to 12, so 2 biles did jump down, and Balimko just lost the trade. I think there is more roaches, better concave from the Barks here for defenders, and that's equal amount of roaches. That's counting the ones that probably are in production or somewhere on the way over the map, which means that Balimko actually is behind, and now he has decided that he will start droning up. What is actually being done here by pink Zerg player? He's actually droning pretty good, and he's going for lair, and he actually pulls back his army right now. I guess he saw the backstab from Balimko coming in, and he was like, nah, that's not gonna happen, so it's gonna be lair. The lair usually means that the roaches are going to get +1 attacks and going to get roach speed into the action. Well, Balimko, he's droning right now. He definitely is droning. He should be droning, and he should have been droning for a long while if he wanted to abuse the advantage which he has had. But right now I would say that he is actually in quite an equal position, if not actually a little bit behind. Well, technically he is ahead because he has this third base which is giving him advantage. But the attack upgrade here for the roaches, the range attack, has been started faster by pink Zerg player, and there is again a Nidus Swarm being produced in the main base. A little bit of macro slack here to have overmining for the gas for the main base. The roach army actually is in favor of Balimko, but I don't think he has a lair yet. He doesn't have lair yet, he doesn't have evolution chambers, so he is on bare roach, and he has no idea that this Nidus is coming in his main base, and it's full of all the army from Barks here, which is like 12 roaches. It's 14 roaches and 2 ravagers. There comes the screech of Nidus Swarm. And here comes the big battle. Yeah, these roaches have to try to dodge things. The upgrade wise, yeah, only upgrade that could finish is +1 attack for the barks here, but it's anti-timing, so he has came to this base without actually the upgrade advantage. But he gets 8 drones in exchange, and Nidus is still here. Well, technically Balimko is now on the equal amount of drones or the workers here as the ping Zerg player. Barks has successfully walled himself in fully, so there is no third right now unless the Nidus Swarm is made and just drones are spitted out. But he has the +1 ranged coming, he has the armor coming, and he's actually doing the observer or overlord speed right now. Meanwhile, Balimko actually is trying to mine from all 6 gases. He's going for roach speed, but he's actually building Spire, so he wants to go for Muta transition once again. He has built 2 spores here, but I don't know how he managed to get them planted there, but definitely they are slowly dying because there is no creep covering that them or giving them the health carpet which they need. And actually, wow, Barks is actually going for Swarm Host transition. That could be painful. But the roach speed is there, which is really good. The question is where the Nidus is going to pop. There we go, that's a Nidus. That's full of 9 Swarm Hosts. 9 Swarm Hosts actually, when unleashing the Locusts, if microed, will not probably fall for these spores, but actually will go for the main base over here. And there is one more Nidus, which is actually in the vision. It's baiting out the army, and there comes the spore. Spore is successfully getting rid of some of the locusts. Actually, locusts land on the spore, so that's actually not a threat. So this is where Balimko can actually manage to get rid of. He's actually building 3 Mutas behind. He actually has some more Mutas behind. He has like 7 of them already. That is 7 of them already. And there is a couple more joining in the fray. There is a 3 base, so that is really advantage here for Balimko. Meanwhile, Barks, the pink Zerg player, is stuck on the supply, drowned in the Swarm Hosts, and he needs the 3rd base definitely to actually get the good enough advantage for his economy to be able to abuse the power. And but he's still trying to get the value out of Swarm Hosts, which didn't successfully do that previous time. This is the time where they could do that if they are microed correctly. Here they come. They actually are jumping on the army. I would not say, I'd say the numbers for Balimko here are in much bigger amounts, like the army supply here is almost doubling. So those locusts can actually not do any damage, cannot scratch even those roaches. And for some reason Barks is going for +2 armor, going for +1 melee, I don't know why. And he's definitely going for Hydra then behind this and getting some spores to be able to defend against possible Muta threat. There comes the Nidus, number 2. The Mutas are hunting down for the possible overlords who has the speed, who are astray flying around. And these Nidus heads are trying to buy time pretty much for the pink Zerg player here to be able to produce as much Hydras as possible. And actually he's freeing up his wall and he's trying to expand, which is quite a bit of a late expansion, I would say so myself, as the one who is not tending to expand at all. And there comes the roaches, big roach battle. There are the locusts going in. The biles are pretty successfully falling off. The Hydra, the Mutas are being held behind a little bit because of clearing of the Hydras, which has happened, and I believe that might be nail in a coffin here for Barks, for sure. because this power is kind of overwhelming. Yeah, the mutas are getting shooed away by sport color and mineral line. There is actually burrow being used to burrow down the drones here, which makes them invisible, but the rest of the stuff is actually visible. So that means that if the locusts actually have been used from the swarm host, which could actually clear up the army, but not the mutas, and there is more mutas coming in. And Balimko can focus down the Hydra then if he wants to, and that will stop the Hydras from possibility of Hydras actually popping out, and I believe he has done that. I would not say intentionally, but there you go. GG is called, and Balimko takes game number 2. This is best of 3, so we are led into the deciders match. Let's see how they do, who wins this. Good joke, right? Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of Amateur League Tournament, weekly tournament 149, which is taking place in the 1st of February, Sundays as always, tournament days, and you are looking at the main base of a player who just took back 1 point on the board and brought himself to the deciders match in this best of 3, and that is Balimko, or Bali, as it's written over here, and he's playing Zerg in the yellow colors here on the left bottom corner, and he is playing against pink Zerg player here with the name Barks, who we have spotted only, I believe, like couple of weeks. He's kind of fresh face, and he actually took map number 1 with all the backs and forths, and looks like Balimko did adjust his gameplay kind of with the backs and forths. He was like, you know, checking the lines for the Barks in the first game, and the second game he kind of abused what he assessed that could be the weak spot, and looks like Barks has also changed his game plan. He's not going for pool first, at least I believe so. That actually was sort of hatch first into the pool then, and yeah, we'll see where this game is going to lead. And yeah, whoever wins actually is going to play against me, because I have successfully gotten to semi-finals by playing my own. I believe it was ZVT versus Lauren and ZVZ. So yeah, once again, if you would like to see my games, even though I might not actually comment on what I'm doing, then you obviously let me know in the comments, because as per usual, all the games I'm casting are getting caught throughout the next upcoming week and landing up on my YouTube, so you can obviously check my socials and check the YouTubes out and see how the previous weeks the guys have been doing, and there is a lot of them, that's for sure. So again, Barks has chosen to be the aggressor. He is now sending actually 8 links, not 6 links, and looks like Balimko is doing exactly the same thing, only he's not choosing that kind of big roundabout path. He's actually choosing to go shorter path. Actually Barks is waiting, so that could be, he might be actually willing to defend against this push first, and then do a backstab once he confirms that these links are actually over here. Well, Balimko has confirmed that there is nothing over here, so he might be expecting link flood, which indeed is happening, because there is a big amount of links being collected here upstairs. And Balimko actually has invested in the Roach Warren, and I don't see, yeah, there is 2 queens, some links. But here comes the big link flood. The speed is going to be finished real soon, and that's gonna be real much of pain. The speed is also getting finished for Balimko here. He's actually making 6 roaches in the same time, but this queen is under danger, and here comes the rest of the link flood. This queen is in danger, this queen is done, there are no more queens, there is no more natural. The roaches which spawned in natural have been surrounded, the drones have been pulled, the roaches have been pulled, everything is trying to defend against this push. The collected Balimko is desperately trying to collect himself by getting the drones onto the mining, getting the roaches onto the ramp, and links to get rid of the rest of the army, but looks like he's going to lose the natural to this. Link Flood here. He will probably hold the ramp here, that's for sure. For some reason he has one more roach over here. Now the question is, what is going to be his response? He's making more links. He has no queen, so no inject. Meanwhile, Barks has one queen and one hatchery, which means that he's having bigger production here. And the pink Zerg player decided to actually go for the attack. Managed to punch through some roaches. Let's see how the trade ended up. I believe that actually is in favor of Barks here, of the pink Zerg player. So he lost like 50 links in this push versus 6 roaches, but as you see, the monetary value here is in favor of Balimko. And Barks now is getting some drones, getting a wall off, at least trying to get a wall off before the links of Balimko arrive. They have arrived, but the wall is pretty much completed with a little gap for the queen, and the links are defending it. And that's a natural fully mining. That's 3 drone advantage, but it could be more if the evolution chambers will be cancelled and that sort of stuff, and more drones will be built. And the Balimko is behind because his natural was actually killed off while that attack took place. So this one, Barks is actually using his advantage, economical advantage over Balimko over here, by making more drones. So what I kind of thought that could be Balimko could have been doing the previous game, this time the Barks is using this advantage of denying the natural base from the opponent or his opponent, and just droning up insanely. He could even go for the third over here, and yeah, the lair probably would be a thing. Lair, Roach Warren, +1 speed, and then 4 gases on the third base. Yeah, indeed, that might be actually the plan for the Barks over here. He's reading my mind, he's reading everyone's mind over here. He's actually sending the links to check what's the situation, but he has like 3 overlords over here seeing exactly what's happening. Well, Balimko is using the resources as good as he can actually do that by making the lair. He does not have the evolution chamber, so he's not investing in upgrades just yet, but he might be going for transition maybe, and he indeed is going for transition, so that's gonna be interesting. Can he manage to get out the mutas before Barks is actually going to come to attack him? Well, Barks has successfully saturated 2 gases here, 2 gases over here in natural, and he's actually going for Spire himself too, and starting the armor upgrade for some reason. Interesting approach, that's for sure, but this Spire means that the player with more economy, with 44 workers, actually might be having the upper hand here. Well, he's actually moving out right now. Upper hand because he will have more economy, therefore more production, more mutas on the way. There is no wall off here, and the Link Flood is coming right now to might be actually finishing the deal off, or actually attempting to win upon the fact that the natural was the nade. Balimko is trying to micro his drones out. He goes for the fight. That's 6 drones down, 7 drones down, but the whole attack has been stomped in the ground, that's for sure. But the amount of roaches and lack of the wall might be telling the pink Zerg player here that actually Balimko might be doing exactly the same thing. He's going for extra spines. He's starting to saturate his third. He's 20 workers ahead, and he's freely able to build many mutas here from his bases than Balimko. He's actually going for 1-1 for the melee, so that's for the links, and going for +1 air. I would call the game over right now, but it very much depends on the amount of damage that the mutas will be able to do, or how Balimko reacts once he finds out that his opponent is doing exactly the same thing as he is. Only thing is that the advantage here is in favor of Barks. I would say, because he has the economy, bigger economy. So the mutas have been shown. It's 7 and 7 mutas. One overlord goes down. And now the mutant numbers might start slowly to go in favor here of Barks. There is a transfuse here hitting down, so I don't know how much. That was 1 muta per player, which has gone down. But Barks, because of his economy and production, is producing 1 more muta for sure, and he's going for +1 upgrades, which will be advantageous for him. Plus he has a big amount of links which he can just produce. He's actually floating so many money that he can actually drop down 2 more hatcheries. He could be dropping down 4th macro hatchery and just link flooding Balimko here out of the game. But for some reason he doesn't imagine that that could be the case, but that indeed could be the case. It's 9 mutas against 11 mutas, but there is a big link flood climbing down. It just finished, I believe, 1-1 upgrades, so these slow roaches have to be sent to do something. But these mutas from the ping Zerg player are clearing off the skies from everything, making supply block for Balimko here, and going on drones right now. The spore crawler is being built, actually on the 3rd, which is interesting. That could be good choice, so that could not be harassed. There's actually Corruptor being joined in. That might be interesting. Technically, Corruptors are good. They are anti-air units, so they could be good in the case where they have to fight the mutas, but you have to like split them up, because mutas are doing this AoE damage which is bouncing from target to target. The +1 has finished, I believe. That's 17 mutas, that's 6 more mutas arriving here with +1 upgrade versus only 11 of these. And Balimko is not using bile. He could be trying to bile down some of the mutas, but yeah, the mutas are definitely winning this trade. The queen spawns under it. There comes the bile. That actually did successfully hit some, and there is 1 corruptor which unfortunately cannot outmatch the damage of 6 mutas. And actually Balimko is going for 3 more mutas, but there is no 3rd base mining happening right now, which here for Barks is happening. So the ping Zerg player is just preying on the advantage, economical advantage. He got himself, gets the 3rd base. The corruptors are here to deal with the mutas, at least try to. They're trying to pull above mineral line, which actually doesn't have any spores. And they are coming, and Barks takes game number 3 and wins the matchup, these quarterfinals, and goes for the semi-finals.